What exactly needs to be in your first chapter? My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. This person left this question over and over on several different videos trying to get my attention, and they only stopped when somebody else chimed in and said, "This is what needs to be in the first chapter." And they said, "Okay, thanks, but that's wrong." There is literally no way for me to tell you what needs to be in your first chapter because there are no rules about how long your chapters are. And so I have no idea how many pages or how many words we are talking about. And I don't even know what genre you are in. I don't know what category you're in. I don't know any of that information. I can tell you what should be found most often in opening pages, but your first 10 pages that go into a submission, that could be 2.5 chapters. That could be 1/3 of a chapter. I have literally no idea how long your chapters are, so this question is the wrong question to ask. But standard submission calls for usually the first 10 pages. There are some exceptions to that. I know there are people who ask for the first 5 pages, the first 25 pages. I understand that. The standard is the first 10. So that's what I'm going to speak to. So in your first 10 pages, we should get an idea of the tone of your story. If it's going to be a dark, broody, moody kind of a story, that should come through in those opening pages. If it is going to be a bright, sunny rom-com, that should come through in those opening pages. We should meet your main character. There are very, very few exceptions to this, but we should meet your main character or we should be introduced to their plight. We should understand either what is going wrong in the world that they are going to have to fight against, or we understand who they are and what they want by the end of those opening pages. Both of those can work and for a variety of different reasons. But what I don't want to see is meeting somebody else from 10 years ago to explain what's going to happen later on in the character's story and then having that character immediately die. And so now I have to start the story all over again. I don't want that. If we need to do a prologue type of thing, then we are being introduced to the problem in the world and the thing we are fighting against, or like thematically the stuff that's going to be coming up later on, or we are meeting our main character and getting to know them and what they want. Your voice should come through very clearly in those opening pages. I can't tell you how many times I do a developmental edit for somebody, and those first 10 pages are super sleek and slick and polished, and they have a very strong voice to them. But then, literally, as soon as I click over to page 11, the voice falls apart. Someone has polished these pages to a high shine that they know to a point where they no longer sound like the author. And you do not want that. You do not want someone to read your pages, get super excited about it, request your full manuscript, dive in and be like, I don't like this at all. Those pages really should match your voice and should match the rest of the manuscript. You might think like, aha, I have tricked people into giving me full requests. You are tricking people into becoming deeply disappointed. Make sure that your opening pages match the rest of the manuscript in tone, in voice, in just the general vibe and aesthetic. Those pages should be telling us what we are getting into. Either via the world or via the character, I should get a sense of conflict. I should see how you are able to put tension on the page in a way that feels natural and organic. What I don't want to see is a whole bunch of backstory. I don't want to see a whole bunch of stuff being like, whoa, 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 wait, you need to know all of this before we get started. No, I don't. No, I don't. I need to know that you can write tension. I need to know that you can identify character. Need to know that you can make me care about somebody and something in a way that everybody else isn't able to do. There are no rules on how long a chapter is. There are some like very loose conventions based on category and genre, but those are extremely loose and they get broken all of the time. And I don't even bother giving people advice on this because it literally doesn't matter. James Patterson is one of the absolute best-selling novelists of all time, and he has written chapters that are a single word or a single sentence long. There are also extremely prolific, extremely successful writers who write chapters that are 30, 40 pages long and nobody blinks an eye. There are no rules on this, so I literally cannot tell you what belongs in a chapter because your chapter can be anything.